was a good team win. We had a lot of good at bats and ground out a lot of at bats. Starts with pitching and defense, in the playoffs and in any baseball game. We got great pitching performance, great starting performance out of Ben. Expect nothing less out of our starting pitchers and to put us in a position to win and to grind out all of their at bats on the mound. And Ben did a great job of that and found a way to push a couple runs across the board. And once we got the lead, found a way to keep tacking on.
Starter sets the tone early and keeps them scoreless for 6 innings to keep guys just relax and let them do their thing.
Yeah, we're at the World Series. None of these guys and none of the coaches, including myself, have been here before. It's a little bit, anxious and exciting and a good type of nervous to start things out. And even Ben will probably admit that his first inning was a little amped up and a little anxious and got through that first inning. And to set the tone like that, gives our offense a little bit of an opportunity to settle in. And it didn't take them long, but, we are a loose team. That's how we play. And, it took all of half inning, maybe a full inning for us to kind of settle in and loosen up.
Ben, can you talk about that first inning, but also subsequent innings, getting yourself out of trouble? What's your mentality on the mound in those kind of situations?
Yeah, I was definitely feeling a little nervous going into this game, big stage, but I calmed down pretty quickly and just realized it's just another game and just got to go out there and perform and when your team needs you. And I put myself into a couple of jams and had to pitch my way out of it, but just getting tough and listening to my team and knowing they had my back and knowing the whole team was behind me was huge for getting me out of those tough jams.
The offense coming around, scoring 5 runs in the first 4 innings. How much easier does it make your job having runs like that? I think you've only allowed 5 in 2 games this year or something like that. But to have that much of a cushion in a spot like this, I mean, how beneficial was that for you?
It was huge. It makes me feel a lot more confident out there that I can just go right after guys and not have to be too cute around the corners and just being able to attack and being able to trust my defense because I know they're pretty much going to run down everything. And it's definitely a huge thing to have a lead, and being able to pitch with a lead is a great thing. So.
Alex, setting the table, big day for you. Can you talk about how you felt out there and getting things started for the offense? Big win today.
Right away was a little butterflies in the stomach, but once we got through that, the first at bat, once we got past that one, then I felt a lot more comfortable just being up at the plate, just trying to see a good pitch, hit a good pitch, just like every other game.
Joel, big night for you, obviously. What were you seeing today? What was working for you? What were you? And then actually, too, what did you think about the play that you beat out in the 4th, right?
Talking about
Second?
the bunt, or
yeah.
I mean, it's just one of those situations where it's in the back of my mind. I know if it's coming, and once it's called, you just got to get up there and do your job and put down a bunt, and it happened to get on base with it. So it wasn't the end plan, but it worked out that way. So just got up there and did my job. So.
For Chris, he's not up here tonight, but your catcher Morgan. I'm just curious. He didn't play last year because of the shoulder injury, the labrum. What has he given the team this year in general, and also more specifically, perhaps working with the pitchers to help out?
I mean, he's a solid catcher, no doubt. He's a good defensive catcher, and his offense gives us a nice little spark right in the middle. And he didn't have his best game tonight, but he'll be fine. Going into tomorrow and the rest of the weekend. I think most of all his attitude and his leadership. He's a different type of leader. He calls it as it is, and he'll tell you when you mess up, sometimes including me. And he's not afraid to say what he's thinking, and that type of leadership, you get accustomed to him and who he is and how he is, and it's nice. It's refreshing to have his leadership on the field, behind the plate, in the dugout, in the locker room, on the bus, all over the place.
Coach, bottom half, bottom third of the order came up big for you guys today. Is some of that because they got the butterflies out of their stomach? Were they more ready to go in the second inning than the guys were in the first, or just?
I guess you'd have to ask them that. I think what you're saying is I agree that you got on the field for a half inning, and then finally kind of got things going, and it was just that initial buzz, that initial butterflies in the stomach that kind of had to get out of the way. But we got some grinders at the bottom. We got some grinders. I mean, Joel, Buxton, Eric Batch, Adler. I don't know who else is there, but I mean, just some grinders, and that's what they do is play good, hard baseball. I'm talking about Joel beating out that bunt, and it's a good, hard 90. That's what we talk about. You get down the baseline. It doesn't matter if you pop up, you ground out, hit a double on the gap. You're running hard out of the box, and in Joel's case, that's what he did. Just did his job and busted down the line every single time, and good things happened. We had a couple of those today. Just a bunch of grinders at the bottom, and just find a way to get it done, whether it's a bunt, a hit and run, double in the gap.
Rewind everything back 6 years before these guys were even here. The program's future was, they were very bleak, not exactly sure. Looking to where you guys are now, I mean, kind of looking back and where it was 6 years ago and to where it is now. I mean, talk a little bit just kind of about what you see in these kids and just kind of where the program has come.
Well, we've come a long way in the 11 years that I've been around. We've had some challenges, obviously some hurdles back in 2009. We've overcome those, and the group of guys that we have today, right now, this team is just a bunch of fighters, and I wouldn't trade them in for the world. Love these guys to death, and this group, has gone through, our own little, challenges and hurdles, and from 2012, 13, 14, and now we're in 15, and gone through some tough times, and different than what you're alluding to in 2009, but really just the fight that they have to get to this point throughout the course of this season is it's fun to see, it's fun to watch, and we didn't play a perfect baseball game today. Not that we ever asked them to. We just want them to fight. But there's better baseball in us, and we're going to see that come out here as we move on in the weekend.